Hello everyone, and welcome to the Knowledge Channel, where we believe knowledge is the fundamental resource for every human endeavor. We pursue knowledge to gain understanding and develop the wisdom needed to tackle life's many challenges successfully. In this video, I will discuss in great detail the issue of barrenness or infertility, its stigma, and associated emotional and psychological effects on the families involved, with a special focus on African communities. In Africa, marriage is a crucial and important event in the lives of adults, and it is a union not only between a woman and a man, but between the two families involved. There is an adage in Africa that says, you do not marry a wife or husband, but you marry the family. Thus, the family of the bride and groom is actively involved and in fact makes the major decisions in the marriage relationship between the bride and the groom. In Africa, the main purpose of getting married is to bear children. Many children who will help the family with farm work and housework, and also sustain the family lineage and heritage for the future. Children are considered a blessing from God, and the inability to produce children is a fatal taboo with associated stigma for the married couple, especially the wife. When the issue of infertility begins, the wife is usually the one to blame, and she is the one that experiences the initial pressure from the family of the groom. Before we continue, let's define what barrenness or infertility means. Infertility is defined as the inability of the bride to become pregnant after at least 12 months of engaging in regular, unprotected sexual intercourse with the groom. According to the World Health Organization, 8% to 10% of couples worldwide suffer from barrenness or infertility. The percentage of women affected is over 10% across the globe. Barrenness in marriage is a serious issue that creates feelings of shame, stigma, and inadequacy in the lives of the couples and acts as an obstacle in the path of the couple to raise a family successfully. The family of the groom, especially the mother of the husband, usually mounts enormous pressure on the wife to get pregnant or leave, and at the same time strongly urges the groom to simply get another wife to replace the infertile one. This pressure creates a high level of stress, anxiety, psychological and emotional trauma for the couple. In this document, we will explore the various challenges of barrenness and infertility within African marriages, examining the emotional stress, cultural pressures, social stigma, and societal expectations that couples face daily while this situation exists. We will examine how to best manage the condition with reference to the spiritual consolation found in biblical narrative of faith and resilience, while also acknowledging the advancements of modern medicine in addressing infertility. African culture and societal expectations of marriage are that the couple bears children usually within the first 12 months of marriage. The most important reason for getting married is to bear children who will be grandchildren to the usually aged father and mother of both the bride and the groom's parents. Children are seen as a blessing from God, a source of joy, a symbol of prosperity, and a guarantee of support for the parents in old age. The inability to have children as expected is often regarded as a curse on the couple by the divine as a punishment for certain evils they must have committed. Thus, when infertility persists beyond the normal time, both families start to mount pressure on the couple to find a solution urgently. The initial pressure usually comes from the mother of the groom, who would naturally be watching the couple closely as soon as the marriage ceremonies are concluded. The expectation is that the wife would be pregnant within the first few months of the marriage. The infertility of the wife may be tolerated for a while, but becomes a real issue after 12 months of marriage. Consequently, couples who are unable to conceive often face immense pressure from their families, friends, and communities. The wife in particular is blamed for the condition and often faces more pressure for infertility than the man, regardless of the underlying medical reasons. While both families are worried and stressed, the family of the bride is more concerned with the condition. The wife becomes anxious and stressed, feels shameful and inadequate to be labeled a barren woman. In most African societies, the value of a woman is closely associated with her ability to bear children, and in some cases, male children. The couple may also experience the weight of these expectations, which could be overwhelming, leading to feelings of shame, inadequacy, and isolation. In addition, they may be subjected to hurtful comments and alienated from social gatherings, social clubs, and events. If the condition persists without an obvious and quick solution, and the family of the husband, usually the mother, may even request that the husband divorce his wife and replace her with a new one. Grandparents are also mounting pressure as they eagerly wait for the arrival of their grandchildren. When the situation persists, even aunts and uncles start to offer sometimes unsolicited advice and pathways to resolving the problem, including traditional solutions. While aunts and uncles offer unsolicited advice and traditional remedies. Depending on the religious belief of the couple, some of these unsolicited advice may be contradictory to the couple's beliefs and practices, leading to feelings of disobedience and stubbornness on the part of the relatives. In addition to the unending pressure from family members, there is a strong social stigma of barrenness, and this can have serious consequences on the lives of the couple. Barrenness in some cases can result in severe punishment for the couple, especially for the wife, including alienation, marginalization, scapegoating, social and verbal abuse, and even violence. The stigma of barrenness creates troubled and unstable marriages, leading to polygamy and divorce. The stigma of barrenness and infertility affects the couple's economic well-being, especially the woman, because the distribution of family resources depends on the number of children a woman has. A barren woman will have little or no share of the inheritance in the family. Infertility of a woman could lead to the loss of access to land, houses, livestock, and other resources that are distributed down through male children. The attitude of the family and society towards barrenness and infertility is influenced by religious and spiritual interpretations of the condition. In some societies, barrenness is associated with witchcraft, family curse, spells, and ancestral unhappiness. This interpretation can lead some couples to seek resolution from traditional sources and even perform rituals to appease the spirits of their ancestors. In a highly religious society, the issue of barrenness may be seen as a test of the couple's faith, requiring spiritual intervention, including fasting, special prayers, and other religious means in an effort to gain favor from God. In the African context, there is a wide and diverse view between traditional and modern medical understanding of the problem of barrenness and infertility. Modern medical reasoning provides clear and convincing reasons for infertility and how to treat it. These reasons differ greatly from the traditional perception, leading to different approaches to treatment and management. While the traditional understanding of infertility attempts to treat it with herbs, rituals, and spiritual means, modern medicine uses medical treatments such as IVF. Modernization and better enlightenment are changing the perception in many African societies, and the shift to modern medical means for treating this condition is starting to gain ground. In the next section, we will talk about the emotional and psychological impact of barrenness on African societies. But what causes barrenness? Let's look at some possible causes of barrenness in a marriage. Infertility affects both females and males. Some known causes of barrenness include hormonal imbalances, age, infections, exposure to environmental toxins, lifestyle factors, and genetic factors. In Africa, barrenness is often attributed to witchcraft, spells, and curses. Several steps can be taken to prevent barrenness that results from the causes mentioned here. These steps include regular medical checkups, a healthy lifestyle, effective family planning, safe sexual practices, a workplace free of toxins, genetic counseling, and prenatal testing. Barrenness or infertility is a complicated medical condition that can have many possible causes. Most of the causes are preventable or manageable when discovered early and appropriate measures are taken. The important points for prevention are awareness, early detection, lifestyle changes, and appropriate medical interventions. Couples facing barrenness challenges must be prepared to take these steps and also seek professional and educated advice to explore their options and receive the best possible care necessary. In the next section, we will discuss the emotional and psychological impacts of barrenness on families, friends, and relatives. The inability to bear children can have a significant psychological and emotional impact on a couple, questioning the essence of the marriage itself and putting enormous pressure on the family. In Africa, a marriage without children is considered unproductive and attracts heavy scrutiny from both families and society. The impact on the couple can be particularly profound. We will now discuss some of these impacts in detail. Emotional reactions to barrenness. Barrenness can trigger a range of emotions that can be intense and overwhelming. These emotional responses are a result of the couple's expectations, family and societal pressures, and cultural beliefs we discussed earlier. Some of these emotions include feelings of grief, loss of the future state of being, and unfulfilled expectations and desires, McCarthy and Chew, 2011. Other feelings of grief and loss can be persistent, chronic sorrow that manifests itself whenever the couple is reminded of their childlessness. For example, when another couple visits them with their children. The usual visit of the mother-in-law, especially from the husband's side, is a sad reminder of their situation and triggers a feeling of anger and anguish at the same time. The feeling of shame and stigma are other emotional reactions to infertility and childlessness. These feelings emanate from the cultural expectations that associate barrenness with the social worth of the individuals. There is an adage in Nigeria that says, "Who has children owns the world." A woman who is barren in life is compared to a snake that passes over a stone outcrop because it will not leave a trace or track on the stone. A couple without children see themselves as failures. This feeling is deeply disturbing and troubling for the couple throughout their lives. Childlessness can lead to anxiety and depression, resulting from constant worrying, uncertainty, and stress relating to seeking treatments and solutions to the problem. This can result in depression as a result of persistent feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and worthlessness by the couple, especially the wife. Couples may experience a roller coaster of emotions, from hope and anticipation to despair and anger. The couples may feel anger towards themselves, their partners, medical professionals, and even God for the condition of childlessness. This anger is exacerbated by feeling helpless and lack of control over the situation. The couple may also have a feeling of jealousy, envy, and resentment towards couples who are fertile and have children, effortlessly making them wonder why their case is so different. This can result in the couple withdrawing from social events and isolating themselves from others for fear of judgment and unwanted questions. For women, infertility can impact their sense of femininity and womanhood. Men may also experience a blow to their masculinity, feeling inadequate or responsible for their partner's suffering. Impact on self-esteem and identity. Barrenness and infertility can seriously impact an individual's personality, including self-esteem, changing their sense of self, identity, and value in life. This is particularly true in Africa, where high importance and value are placed on childbearing and procreation. This factor can create a threat to gender identity, in which a true woman is expected to bear children. A woman who cannot bear children has no real identity in this setting, leading to reduced self-worth and putting in doubt their true femininity. The loss of identity also can apply to a man when it is ascertained that the problem stems from impotence or low sperm count, resulting in the inability to conceive a woman. This results in the individual feeling inadequate and incomplete as a man. Barrenness and childlessness of a couple can bring about additional problems of low social value and self-worth, stemming from the perception of social failure. The inability to have children in a marriage makes them could develop as failures because they are unable to fulfill critical social roles as parents, resulting in a loss of self-worth and less social value. This feeling can lead to isolation and alienation from society because they are unable to participate in social events where parents and their children are involved. All of these emotional and psychological impacts of childlessness accumulate to a total loss of life purpose and self-actualization of the couple. For most African communities, having children is a major goal and purpose in life. Failing to achieve this goal can lead to doubts about their purpose of living, escalating their emotional and psychological trouble. Impact on marital harmony. Infertility in a marriage can have a serious, substantial impact on the relationship between the husband and wife. The constant pressures and anxiety impede intimacy, communication, and sense of purpose in the marriage, alienating the couples further from each other. Infertility and the associated challenges can create avoidance, reduce communication, and decrease intimacy between couples, leading to frequent friction and misunderstanding. This environment can gradually develop to reduce emotional closeness, with the couples avoiding each other as much as possible to prevent discussions about the infertility problem. The emotional distance between the couple can result in disagreements on what possible treatment options to pursue and evaluating potential solutions to adopt. These disagreements, if not properly managed, can lead to infidelity, polygamy, separation, and even outright divorce. Coping with the emotional and psychological impacts of infertility. How can couples effectively cope with the enormous challenges presented by infertility? Pragmatic and effective interventions are available for couples to reduce the emotional and psychological impacts of infertility on their marriage. Some of these intervention methods available mostly in developed countries are the following: psychological counseling. Psychological counseling involves individual and couples therapies. Individual psychological counseling focuses on allowing proper processing of individual emotions, discouraging non-productive thoughts, and developing appropriate coping methods. Couples therapy focuses on maintaining stable relationships between couples with an effort to improve communication and encourage better collaboration and support of each other. Another approach is to join a group therapy consisting of couples experiencing infertility. Sharing of experiences of others in the same situation reduces isolation, a sense of inadequacy, and an unfulfilled life. Community and social support. Community and social support involves providing awareness and education about infertility with the objective of reducing the public stigma and improving understanding of the condition. Other coping mechanisms include implementing supportive policies, religious and spiritual support. Unfortunately, these interventions and coping mechanisms are not readily available in Africa. Improved awareness and globalization may hopefully help advance the introduction of these intervention mechanisms in Africa gradually. The psychological and emotional impact of barrenness in African marriages is immense and complex, consisting of a mixture of cultural, social, and personal factors. Understanding and addressing these impacts through supportive interventions, open communication, and culturally sensitive approaches is crucial in helping individuals and couples manage the problems of infertility. Providing those affected with the appropriate education, counseling, and community support can enhance resilience, improve mental health outcomes, and promote healthier and more fulfilling lives, despite the challenges presented by barrenness. For many African couples, faith provides a source of strength and hope in the face of adversity and challenges of barrenness. The Bible tells stories of individuals and couples who overcame seemingly insurmountable challenges, including barrenness, through unwavering faith, fervent prayers, and divine intervention. The story of Abraham and Sarah, for instance, offers a powerful testament to the power of faith and the possibility of miracles. The case of Abraham and Sarah is a profound illustration of waiting faithfully for divine intervention to overcome the challenges of barrenness. God promised them a child, a promise that seemed impossible due to their old age. God promised Abraham that he would be a father of nations when he was 75 years old. Genesis 12:1-4 reads, "And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing." At this time, Abraham and Sarah, his wife, had no child of their own yet. Abraham waited for another 16 years, but still had no child when Sarah convinced him to sleep with their maid, Hagar, who bore him Ishmael. God finally fulfilled his promise to Abraham when he was 100 years old, when Sarah gave birth to Isaac. Thus, Abraham waited for God for 25 years before the promise was fulfilled. Throughout this time, Abraham was faithful and actively waiting for the Lord. Genesis 21:5 reads, "And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. Despite being advanced in years, Sarah conceived and gave birth to Isaac, fulfilling God's promise to Abraham." Similarly, Hannah's unwavering prayers for a child were answered when she gave birth to Samuel, who became a great prophet and judge in Israel. Hannah, the mother of Samuel, prayed for many years for God to grant her a child. This story is detailed in 1 Samuel 1:28. Although no specific timeline was given for her wait, the Bible indicates that it would have been several years. Thus, Hannah for several years actively prayed, served, and hoped for the blessing of the womb. God finally answered her prayers, and she gave birth to Samuel, who later became a great prophet and judge in Israel. These biblical stories offer a beacon of hope for couples struggling with infertility, reminding them that God is a God of miracles who can make a way when there seems to be no way, as illustrated in these stories. Before we continue, please do me a favor by smashing to like, share, and subscribe buttons. This will help us grow this channel. Thank you for your help. I appreciate you a great deal. Let's continue. Treatments and medical interventions. We will now discuss the available treatments and medical interventions for infertility that are currently being offered by the medical industry. Early detection of infertility through medical tests is crucial for accurate diagnosis and treatment of infertility. The obstacle to early detection in Africa is the anticipated stigma associated with the condition. Thus, affected couples usually will attempt to hide the condition as long as possible until it is impossible to conceal. In some cases, couples may occupy themselves seeking traditional solutions to the problem, thereby wasting valuable time and delaying early detection. This approach may delay early detection and diagnosis to identify the appropriate treatment options. When the couples do not conceal the condition, the facilities for early detection and diagnosis are often not available in many African communities. In cases when the medical facilities are available, the detection usually involves performing a series of tests to identify the root cause of the problem. For women, this may involve ovulation testing, ultrasound monitoring of follicle development, X-rays, laparoscopy, and many other tests. For men, this may include semen analysis, hormone testing, genetic testing, and scrotal ultrasound. Once testing is completed, the medical professional will have a good idea of the underlying cause, which will help them identify the possible treatment options. Christian faith and traditional beliefs play a significant roles in the lives of couples in most African communities. Consequently, couples will attempt to seek solutions from these avenues first before considering modern medical intervention. Infertility treatment depends on the underlying causal factors and may include medical, surgery, and some other assisted reproductive technologies that are becoming available in Africa. Fertility treatments, once rejected as taboo or inaccessible in Africa, are becoming increasingly available and accepted in many parts of Africa today. A range of treatment options are now available for treating infertility, from ovulation induction, intrauterine insemination or IUI, to in vitro fertilization, also known as IVF, and surrogacy. Here is a brief description of these treatment options. Medications. Available medication treatment options for infertility include the following. Gonadotropins, hormones that stimulate the ovaries to produce multiple eggs, often used in combination with assisted reproductive technologies, RT. Pause, TUS, metformin. This is used for women with polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, to to improve insulin sensitivity and aid regular ovulation. Surgical interventions. Surgical intervention options include the following: pause-TUS, laparoscopy or hysteroscopy. This procedure is used to remove fibroids, polyps, endometriosis, or adhesions in the reproductive system of a woman. Varicocelectomy. Surgical repair of a varicocele in men to improve sperm production. Assisted reproductive technologies, ART. The following are some assisted reproductive technologies, ART options, that are available for treating infertility. Intrauterine insemination, IUI. This procedure involves placing sperm directly into the uterus around the time of ovulation. In vitro fertilization, IVF. This is the most common form of RT procedure. This procedure involves retrieving eggs from the ovaries, fertilizing them in a lab, and then implanting them back into the uterus. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection, ICSI. This procedure involves injecting a single sperm directly into an egg. This is often used in cases of severe male infertility. Pre-implantation genetic testing, PGT. This process involves screening embryos for genetic disorders before implantation in the womb. Lifestyle modifications. Lifestyle changes are also important options for treating infertility in both men and women. Here are some popular options. Weight management. Achieving a healthy weight can improve fertility, particularly in women with PCOS or men with obesity-related sperm issues. Thus, weight management programs can help in achieving the required weight goals suitable for fertility. Diet and exercise. The appropriate diet programs are introduced to help achieve the optimum nutritional level that best supports fertility. A balanced diet rich in antioxidants and regular exercise can enhance reproductive health that supports fertility. Avoiding toxins. The couples involved are advised to reduce their exposure to environmental toxins, abstain or limit alcohol intake, stop smoking, and avoid recreational drugs. These measures can improve the conditions that support fertility in both men and women. Medical professionals specializing in reproductive health can provide individual training and guidance that can help couples understand their options and make informed decisions based on their circumstances. Couples need to understand that infertility treatment can be challenging, difficult, and uncertain in its outcome. Thus, couples going through infertility treatment must summon courage and set their expectations pragmatically to avoid frustration and disappointment. In addition, infertility treatments can also be emotionally taxing for the people involved. It is recommended to provide psychological support, including counseling or support groups, to the couple to encourage continuous participation. Managing stress, having a strong support system, and seeking professional help when needed are crucial aspects of the journey through infertility treatment. Open communication with healthcare providers, coupled with thorough research and careful consideration of the potential risks and benefits, is crucial to the success of any infertility treatment efforts. How can couples experiencing infertility ensure harmony, peace and mutual understanding while pursuing solutions to the problem. Unit of purpose and cooperation is crucial to achieving peace and harmony in the marriage, and this can be achieved through open communication and mutual support. The couples must be prepared to adopt open and honest communication about their condition and commit to maintaining a strong emotional connection between them despite the challenges they are facing. The couples must engage the problem as a team, determined to ride it out together no matter the situation. The couples must avoid blaming one another but focus jointly on the problem together. The couple must strive to create an atmosphere of trust and respect while avoiding resentment and negativity, creating a safe and non-judgmental space where both individuals feel comfortable expressing their fears, anxieties, and hopes is crucial for achieving success in the difficult journey of infertility treatment. In addition, couples must listen with empathy to each other, utilizing strong emotional intelligence principles and acknowledging each other's emotions and feelings. Maintaining an open mind in exploring treatment options and solutions as a team is essential in creating a sense of togetherness and a collaborative environment. Frequent discussion sessions where couples can discuss their feelings, concerns, and hopes for the future can help strengthen their bond and promote a sense of teamwork. The burden of the problem must be shared as a couple and not left with one person to bear. The couple can reduce stress and anxiety by regularly engaging in joint activities they both enjoy. This will help strengthen the marital bond and encourage collaboration. The role of family and community support. The family and community play a crucial role in supporting couples experiencing infertility to manage the problem successfully. The immediate and extended family network of the couple can play an important role in providing emotional, pragmatic, and financial support to couples facing infertility. The closeness and support of the family can reduce the feeling of shame and stigma associated with infertility, which can be challenging in African families. Family members engaging with the couple and offering their advice and listening ears, words of encouragement, and practical assistance with daily tasks can go a long way to easing the couple's level of anxiety and stress in dealing with infertility. In some African societies, family members can even offer their children to live with a couple experiencing infertility as a sign of support. This practice has a spiritual connotation because of the belief that when a barren couple lives with and raises a child who is not their own, this will motivate the gods to bless the couple with children of their own. The belief is that the presence of a child in a couple's home invites other children to the home. Family members and relatives can also help to dismiss myths and misconceptions surrounding infertility, promoting understanding and empathy within the community. This support must be conducted without jeopardizing the privacy of the couples who is being supported. Community support groups and online forums can also provide a valuable platform for couples to connect with others who may be experiencing the same situation and therefore understand their experiences. Exploring alternative paths to parenthood. When all treatment options and solutions have been exhausted, the couple may have no other option left than to consider exploring alternative pathways to parenthood. There are essentially three alternative pathways to parenthood that a couple can explore. These options are adoption, surrogacy, and living a happy life without children. The concept of adoption is perceived unfavorably, especially by women in Africa. A typical African woman cannot emotionally accept someone's child as her own. The concept of having a child for an African woman means a child of my own, conceived and given birth to by me. Anything less than this is not acceptable to be called my child by an African woman. However, this perception is gradually changing, and African couples faced with the challenges of infertility and have no other options now consider adoptions as a viable and acceptable pathway to parenthood. Adoption services, both domestic and international, are now readily available to couples who are interested in taking this path to parenthood. Adoption offers the opportunity to provide a nurturing home to a child in need and also provides a sense of parenthood to infertile couples. Although adoption can be a complex and often lengthy process, it is a great way to build a family and experience the joys of parenthood. Various options for children of a wide range of ages, genders, and races are available for adoption from many countries around the world. Another pathway to parenthood available to infertile couples is surrogacy. Surrogacy is a process involving a woman, the surrogate mother, who agrees to carry and give birth to a child for another person or couple, the intended parents, who are unable to have a child by themselves. In the African context, it is preferred that the surrogate mother is genetically related to the child. In rare cases, when this is not possible, a surrogate who is not genetically related to the child may be employed. Surrogacy can be traditional or gestational, depending on how the sperm and egg are administered to the surrogate mother. Gestational surrogacy is generally preferred in Africa, where both the sperm and egg come from the intended couples. African cultures often view surrogacy with skepticism and sometimes outright disapproval, where traditional beliefs place a high value on the biological connection between mother and child. The notion of motherhood for an African woman is to conceive and carry a child for the gestation period 9 months and finally give birth to the child. Having another woman carry the child for the intended mother does not make the intended mother a real mother of the child. Thus, surrogacy may be seen as unnatural and contradictory to traditional family structures. The notion of another woman carrying a child for the mother is absurd and can be culturally contentious and unacceptable. The ethical perception of surrogacy is mainly about the validity of the claim of motherhood by the intended mother. Culturally, the bond between mother and child is believed to be created and nurtured during pregnancy and subsequent raising of the child, and further sealed by the mother physically breastfeeding the child for months and sometimes years. In surrogacy, this bonding is bypassed, thereby rendering the intended mother inadequate and sometimes stigmatized. Foster care is another way to parenthood, but this option is generally not popular in Africa. For some couples, the decision to remain child-free may be the most fulfilling path when all treatment options have failed. In conclusion, African families, especially women, place a high importance on parenthood and biological connections between mother and child, making finding acceptable alternative pathways to parenthood difficult and challenging. However, as awareness grows and societal attitudes towards infertility and barrenness change. Various alternative paths to parenthood are being explored by couples and accepted by couples facing fertility challenges. These alternatives include adoption, surrogacy, and the use of assisted reproductive technologies, ART, such as in vitro fertilization, IVF. Each of these options comes with its own set of cultural, legal, and ethical considerations, which are continuously evolving in Africa. How can couples facing the adversity of infertility keep their marriage intact and survive the challenge? Cultivating love and resilience in the face of adversity and difficult challenges posed by barrenness is important to succeed in this endeavor. Dealing with infertility can challenge and test the limits of a couple's resilience and endurance, and even threaten the marriage bond. With love and proper management, this can also be an opportunity for a better understanding of each other, a chance for growth, and an enhancement of their love for one another. By embracing hope and genuine love, employing emotional intelligence, and nurturing their relationship, couples can survive this experience to become stronger and more united in their marriage. Couples must give their emotional well-being a priority while going through the experience of infertility. This is the only way to stay focused and strong to face the many challenges that will confront them. Engaging in activities that bring joy, seeking professional counseling, and practicing mindfulness techniques can help manage stress, reduce anxiety, and promote a sense of inner peace. By celebrating their strengths, accomplishments, and the love they share, the couple can maintain a positive outlook and sustain their emotional resilience throughout the experience. Seeking and securing a strong support system of family, friends, the community, and mental health professionals can also provide a safety net during challenging times. Embracing a future filled with possibilities. The experience of infertility is truly challenging for those involved, but it is also an opportunity to demonstrate the power of love, faith, and resilience in life. By embracing open communication, seeking support from friends and family, and exploring all available options with an open mind, couples can successfully manage their condition and find a suitable solution with grace and determination. Ultimately, the hope for a satisfactory out may be found in the miracle of biological parenthood, embracing alternative paths to parenthood, or finding fulfillment in a child-free life. With faith, love, and strong and unwavering support, a couple facing infertility can have a future filled with possibilities, creating a unique and highly personal narrative in their relations. The secret to success in the endeavor is to embrace the process, value the love that binds you, and focus on the hope that lies ahead when success is achieved. We have come to the end of another interesting video discussing the problem of barrenness that affects nearly 12% of couples worldwide. The African perspectives on this problem are particularly unique due to cultural and ethical beliefs. This video serves as a guide for gaining understanding and awareness about the problem of barrenness, with a focus on Africa and the complex dynamics of culture and ethics involved. It is challenging but not insurmountable. With proper planning, support, and acceptance of available alternative pathways to parenthood, couples experiencing this problem can successfully overcome it and live a happy married life. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and please watch my many interesting videos like this one as well. Goodbye.